Hello again.
Welcome back.
Let's see. Closing ceremonies, item 400. We're moving to the conclusion. Here, with his concluding remarks, His Royal Highness Lord Bobbins and Larson!
So Randy, make sure you get shots over my shoulders so that we can at least see how many are. Thank you again. We all know this year wasn't fun. And yet, every day I saw people. I got hugs, I got handshakes, and I had people say, thank you, I needed this. In advertising, the first thing we're taught is a want and a need. Wants are, I really want that Porsche. I really want that house. And I really want that gold ring that I know I'll never have, but I really want that. And those are important to us because we dream. We dream for something. Yet needs are important. I need to eat lunch. I need to have coffee before 7 a.m. We all have that one. I need to come back. For us, I believe this year, it wasn't just a want. I want to go to TeslaCon. I want to spend the weekend in Madison, Wisconsin. I think this year was, I need to go to TeslaCon. I need to see my family, and I need to see my friends again. And I've heard this over and over and over this weekend. People from New York, Minnesota, Arizona, Upper California, Seattle, Georgia, Louisiana, have all come up to me and said, I needed to be here. And I said, well, I'm glad you came. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We needed to be here. And when I asked why, the majority of people, there were different responses, but the majority of people would hold my hand really tight and say, because it helped. And I have to think, with all the medicine in the world, and we have our shots, and we put our masks on, and we wash our hands, sometimes the best medicine in the world is just seeing each other again. So much of this last year was isolation. We couldn't practice, we couldn't do anything. I could call people. It was odd. My mother and father turned 90, and I've seen them maybe a total of a month, total. And yet, coming here, and I do get this feeling too, we all know it's different. There was something off. But there also was something very normal. And I think that's important for us. We have to understand that. Now next year, who knows? I'm probably going to say, if you want to wear a mask, you wear a mask, and no one will say anything. Because it'll keep you safe, at least through cold and flu. We don't know where we're going to be. We're tired of hearing the word variant. That's a crappy word. Yet, I do want everyone to be safe. I hope you felt we went far enough to keep you safe this year. I went to a party last night for about 10 minutes. Everyone had their masks on. All the food was wrapped. And I was like, okay, they're doing it. You listen to me. And as one of my friends said, you know what's interesting? The government asked us to do it. Well, people didn't want to do it. But here at TeslaCon, everyone did it. Which makes me more powerful than the United States government. I'll fix problems. But all that aside, we made it through. Now I do know we have some things to do tomorrow. I promised we would have some talks tomorrow after breakfast for those who stay. And we will. It isn't like a panel, but trust me, what we do is important tomorrow. And it'll also be sort of fun. The thing that we've done is we've managed to go to a convention during the end of this pandemic. We stayed safe, and we got to see our family and friends again. And I can't think of a better way to end the year. But there's always something else, isn't there? There's always something else. The ongoing scheme of things in this world of ours has left a lot of us a little tired. Probably some more than others. And I want you all to get home safe and sound and rest a little. I mean that, before you go back to work. Take care of yourselves this week. It's important. Because very soon I'm going to launch the new thing. And that's going to change a lot of stuff again. People have asked, and I've played around a little about next year. It's not all gloom and doom, death and destruction. There's no destruction at all, just, memento mori. But there are some things we're going to do. They'll be different. And there are some new things I hope to do that you've never seen or done before. And as I've said, next year will be part musical, which no one has ever done. My hope from now on is to surprise you with things. To show you that conventions can be more than just panels and people. We can bring in music, we can bring in all kinds of stuff. Next year's my tribute to one of my favorite illustrators, Edward Gorey. I don't always understand his humor, but whenever an alligator ice skates across a scene, you know it will be good. We'll do a lot of crazy stuff like that next year. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I know I can't see super well, but I'm just curious now. How many are new this year? Raise your hand. Now, out of those people, how many plan to come back next year? Most of them. How many of you that were new this year plan to bring a new friend with you next year? About 60%. This is going to be an odd time for steampunk. We've been off for 2 years. There were 3 conventions, Gaslight and Key City and TeslaCon. And now everything's going to be starting back up in February. I can't stress enough how important it is, if you want this to keep going, to support it, if you can. We need support. People need to see us out there. They have pushed back the Star Wars convention to late August, I think. The tickets are well over $300 a piece. And my friends are like, oh, you're gonna go? I'm like, no, I'm gonna go. The hotel rooms are $1,200 a night. So, and the only reason they're that high is someone went, oh, there's 80,000 people coming and they're all Star Wars fans. Let's do what Hasbro does, just let's raise the price. That's something you won't see. I won't ever do that. I fight to keep the prices low. I try to keep things going here that are simple. I try to make it so the food doesn't cost too much. I try to do everything I can to keep the cost down for you, because there's two things I want you to do. Keep coming back and help the people in the next room make a living. That's it. So, if you keep that in mind, we'll do pretty good. I'm going to go over real quick. Some people had asked me last night and once this morning about the competitions for next year, because obviously we had 8 billion contestants this year. So I'll go over this quick. The Haunted Dollhouse is a simple one. My friend Kate Loomis over here got me onto it a while ago, about a year ago. I had no idea that people buy Playmobil houses and repaint them and turn them into spooky little sinister domiciles that they sell for $3,000. And they're beautiful, but if you can find little townhomes in that, they build these beautiful arcane Victorian mansions and they paint them, and some add the stuff inside, some don't. But that's the idea of this competition, to find like a plastic Playmobil, Fisher-Price, something. Barbie's a little big, but you know, she's 12 inches, these guys are only 3.5. So, to build it and to add it and make it look fun. The Scary Baby Contest. Now, the original idea, you're gonna think I'm morbid as hell. How many of you have ever seen the movie Nicholas Nickleby with Nathan Lane in it? Okay. Well, Nicholas and his mom and sister are getting off the transport in London. And if you look behind him, there is a funerary parlor. But not your normal one. No, this one has a coffin on it with 3 babies tucked into a little coffin. It says, "Children too!" And this was common practice back then. You're like, boy, that's a fun thing to see every day, even though it's fake. You know, ooh. But I thought, what if we did something a little goofy and macabre? Now, my partner, who was here for a few days, goes, "God, you have a lot of balls. You are going to never even go in that room with those dolls." I said, "Yeah, I know. I hate dolls. I hate dolls." And he will consistently send me pictures of the ones from that one island where they're all rotten and have fungus growing out of it. I'm like, "Oh, God." And he's like, he thinks it's funny. Don't do that stuff. We're Victorians. They should be scary baby dolls, not gross and disgusting baby dolls. But I'll put more stuff out for it. But the idea is, try to have fun with it. Morning wreaths. And this is what you put on your door at 6 a.m. No. Morning wreaths. The thing I found out was they're everything. They can look like almost anything. So I thought this would be a fun competition. I would stick to a 12-inch circle, something small, 12 to 14, and do that. That way we can display them, and it'd be sort of fun. Let's see how talented you are. Hair weaving will be fun because I think we're going to plan to have a couple classes on it, but also to see what kind of jewelry you can make. So you could buy an empty locket and you can try to make your own hair weaving memento. And I think it'll be fun for some people because it's tricky. It isn't just I'll sit down for 2 hours and do it. No, it's probably like you're going to sit down for 3 months and do it. This one's going to be tricky. Really bad faux taxidermy. How many of you have seen these memes on Facebook where they show the fox going, okay, well, that's sort of what we're after here. You know, old pelts on it, but we could do, paper mache, black marbles for eyes, maybe one of them fell out. You think about it. We try not to use too much of real stuff. We can use some, But the idea is the main thing is really horribly fake. But the joke of this is simple. This is why I wanted you all here. Don't make it look real. You have to make it look like it walked out of a bad cartoon. That's the whole premise. Look up bad fake taxidermy and you will find 1,000 pictures. My favorite are pictures of bobcats, things like that have been stuffed. And these are real. But the people didn't get the mouth right, so they're always like, and you're like, this is wrong. It's wrong. I just think they're funny as hell. And then, the best memento mori photo. I've talked to David Wilson. He will list where he's going to be this year. You can sort of follow him. And prep for it. It's going to be hard to get them all done right before next year, so I would suggest coming up, finding somebody who does if you want to do a really, really true one with silver nitrate and that. But let's see how good you look dead. You can do many things. You can do the absent mother, that's just one version of it. It goes into the categories, but that's where the mother doesn't want to be seen. They're just holding the baby. Of course, you have to have a baby that'll look like, petrified. There is, of course, my child is dead, but let's stand with her one more time. And the parents look like this, and the kids like this. Then there's just the old, I'm dead, take my picture. So we're going to see who has the best one. Why not? It's what we do. These are available in the back of the table. Esther was kind enough to move everything back here. So if you want to buy your tickets before you leave, this is it. And that's about it for next year. I think I will be putting stuff out starting in December. I know many have asked, what are the costume ideas? Well, people, let me tell you, it's pretty easy. It's black. But I'll be putting other stuff up, don't worry. I just want to do that. It's like, this is what you should buy. And just have someone standing there all in black. This is what he should look like, a woman standing in black. There's more to it than that. I'll be coming up with ideas for the Alice characters and for a couple other things. I'll be putting them out. Did you like it this last time when I put the pictures up? All I did was basically add red to everything. But there were a few, like the lampers, and where it took 5 or 6 hours to put them together. So I hope you appreciated it. It won't be that complicated this time, but it will be sort of fun. Such things as, what does the Red Queen look like? What would Alice look like? How about the Mad Hatter, the March Hare? So there's going to be a lot of that. Does that make sense? But I'm going to try to make it a little simpler on you. And no, you don't have to go buy everything in black. My God, it's a lot. Is Deb Miller out here? There is she? Come here. This is Deb, and of course you know this guy. These are the Hawthorns. I've been wanting to have Deb at the convention in the storyline for quite some time. And when I told her about this part 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, she said, oh my God, I'd love that. And then, I told her, yep, we're gonna do it. And she was all excited. And she said, I'd love to do this. And this is gonna be something new. I'm not in it at all next year. I'm stepping back. So the Hawthorns will take over. They're the story. And it's going to be a little different. And if it works and you guys like it enough, we will do the 2 small spring conventions. Okay? It's something no one has ever tried. I want to see if it works. But I think, considering how we're going to end next year, and then add to the next one is going to be very funny. The storyline, I think you'll get quite a kick. Yes, it's a little dark, but it's a comedy, folks. This isn't serious stuff. I am quite tired of serious. We're going to start having a hell of a lot of fun. And a lot of jokes, and a lot of bad jokes. I mean, come on, funeral jokes, it'll be fun.
The jokes will be very old.
Perhaps needing burial.
A burial? How exciting, a burial!
One of the things I always, when I picture this character of Mrs. Hawthorne, she's the quintessential Victorian. She's also lady in waiting for Queen Victoria, which was part of going to be this year, but we couldn't do it. She will be knitting a lot. The fact is she's knitting cobwebs. There's just a lot of fun little things we're going to add into next year. And I'm looking forward to them being here with me, working with me, and telling a new story that you've never seen before. And once I secure the children, oh, where's Jamie? Jamie, where are you, honey? Jamie Green. Jamie Green! She's not here again? Someone go get her. She's right around the corner. Literally right around the corner. There's a lot of new stuff we're going to try. Jamie doesn't talk at all next year. She can't talk. She's dead. But this one's going to talk to her through a planchette. And Edgar, the oldest son, will talk to her using a ghost box, which will be very funny. We're going to really try to steampunk it up a lot. But
Don't.
I'm not saying anything, just go back.
Give everything away.
I'm not giving everything away. But I do want to bring more gadgets in for you guys so you can have a little more fun with it. How did you like the meals this year? Good? I don't know what we're doing. The only thing I know how to do for funerals is being Lutheran and having chocolate cake for everything. There she is. Jamie, you can't be there, honey?
I sense she is near. Come forth.
Do not call up that which you cannot put down.
You've been to our panels.
Jamie has been extraordinary this last year because she created steampunk salutations. And she asked me if she could do it. And I said, sure. And she's kept a lot of people who've been isolated talking. And she always puts these funny pictures up. And I thought, I have to have this crazy clown do this for me because half of the character is facial expressions. So of course, whenever she says, I think my mom says we should have peas and corn for dinner, and she'll be like, you're gonna see it's facial. She can't talk. And I want her to do it because I think she's gonna be very fun. And she's gonna be bringing some life to a dead character. So, I know some of you want the doll. We're making the dolls. It'll be fun. Okay, you guys can sit down now. I won't hold you. But I won't say any more because Krieger doesn't want me to, and I do want to surprise you with a few things. But just start watching early December and into January, and I'll be posting a lot, like I did last time. But now we have a year. Now remember, it's the second weekend in November, so it gives us 1 year, 1 week. So hey, we can rest for 1 extra week this year. Be nice. I will tell you this though. The room situation next year will be different. Marriott has of course taken over all the stuff. And Stephen, who a lot of you have gotten to know over the years, isn't here anymore. So Nicole, who's out front, is wonderful. She knows some of the codes, but they can't keep doing it. So when I put a date up, that's when you gotta go try to get a room. And it's unfortunately just like DragonCon. But I will try to have everything ready for you as fast as I can, okay? And you will get plenty of warning. Now I will ask you right now, do you prefer a weekday or a weekend?
Weekend.
Weekend? Do you prefer afternoon or morning or evening?
Afternoon.
Afternoon? Okay. Well, it's when you will go on to try to get a room. In other words, are you going to be home? That being because I want to make sure that you all have a chance to do it.
Make a poll.
Well, I could, I know. But it's just, I have to let you know, this is how they're running it now. I don't have any control over it. So, they still have the same amount of rooms, providing things don't fall apart. I know, that's not true. And that is about it. The Grand Arbiter, Lady Askew, where are you? Adam, are you here? Adam, he's in there maybe. Tobias? And the rest of the con people, the AASC. If you can stand for a minute, if you're in here. Sorry, there we go. They're all, oh, look, they're all in the back. They have an arrangement. This is very historic last night. We sat upstairs for almost 2 hours and started deciding on things, on how to make this fandom better for you. How to make it work better for you. This has been a lifelong dream, well, the last 11 years for me, to try to get people organized. And now we're finally able to do it because the people who had the conventions in North America are willing to do it finally. We put aside some pettiness and said, we don't have to compete, we're going to be here for one another. And it looks like it's going to work pretty good. We're going to be asking for some help coming up. You can look at it, you can tell us what you think of things, but we're doing this to make your experience in this fandom a better experience year after year. So when you see us, we'll have a logo soon, and we start talking about it. We'll each have a page on our websites just dedicated to the ASSC. You'll know that what you're getting is going to be consistent. And I think that will hopefully mean a lot to you in the next few months. So thank you all for coming so much. I think Travis might be here finally. Travis, are you here? There he is. There's Mr. Styrofoam cutter for me. So, if you want the styrofoams at all around the hotel, take them down carefully, but you can have them. You can also take off any poster off the wall and keep it. It's called helping me clean up. You can take the red weed home if you want. It will grow.
Make some tea out of it.
Next year we will be doing more sets. I mean, this will be a set. So there's a lot to do. Thanks a lot, Travis, once again, everyone, for doing this. Except when you're drilled and decided to take a 2-hour job and cut it down to 30 seconds. So now we were finished, and we did notice something, and it goes back to its original origin, and then it goes, no! And it was the face that Travis gave, no, and he's trying to push buttons. And it was like a wild, insane machine. But we got it to work out. Everything worked out. But that's what's sort of fun. I got to spend time with friends I hadn't seen for a long time. We still were careful, but we got things done, and we got it finished in time for you this year. So I think the thing we all learned is if we set our minds to something, we can accomplish them. If it is competitions with book nooks, or Shadowlands, or just coming up with really, really cool costumes to wear in the hall that knock over 15 different people. What? You see people, ugh. You know what I mean. I'm gonna make this quick, but this is important. When I announced the other night we were gonna be doing more cultural things, a young lady came up. Her name is Christine, I hope you're in here. And she really gave me some confidence. She thanked me. And I said, you know, I don't do this because it's appropriation. I don't believe in that. And she goes, no. She goes, being a Mexican American, and she said I was the first to try this. She goes, thank you for being careful. This is going to be a real celebration next year. From the people we lost over the last 10 years, over the last 2 years, we're doing it for what it's intended for, not for the fun of it. It's going to be a real celebration done the way they do it. And I want people to feel good about that. I'm going to try everything in my power to make it authentic and to make it relatable for all of us. And also to sort of let a collective breath out. And I think that will help quite a bit. The other ball will be insane, and I promise you that. But I think overall, we're moving forward in good ways. I never would have thought 11 years, ever. Even Brian said when we were at breakfast yesterday, he's like, his son said something, and he said, yeah, this is only supposed to be 2. He goes, it's a lot longer than that, Dad. He goes, yep, it is. And yet, he goes, it doesn't seem like it at all. It seems like we've just always sort of been here. If you think about it, many of us have spent 1/8 of our lives at a convention. If you figure we lived about 80, 90 years old, think about that. That's how much you've been here. And that's something. I don't know what it's like for the others who run cons, but to me it shows that we've built a community, and that's something more important than anything else. So, there are things that I want to say, but the biggest one is, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate a lot of things that you've done. And, not going to work, is it? But remember, I'm the goddamn Disney steampunk.